They're going to choose their family over you all day long. Yeah, people open their bar up at Christmas time and think, yeah, we've made it, we've cracked it. And then suddenly, I think most of the jaded, angry men that I've met here have usually lost their house, lost their car. You know, you can have all the romance and love, but there is also a business side of it.
How about the attitude of Thais towards Farang? Do you think there's a change in attitude there?
Yeah, prices are going up and up and up. There's no easy money in Thailand. You have to work really, really hard to get anything. Then you'll figure out whether you're tough and clever enough to come and live here and outsmart a so-called bar girl. I hate that expression.
Yeah. All right, Martin. So thanks for inviting me today to Crash Bar here in Khon. I think we'll just start off with, what were you doing before Thailand and what were you up to and why did you end up here?
Okay, so I had various companies. I had building companies in the UK. I also had a Thai food company that was based here in Thailand, but I was doing stuff in the UK and Europe. I also had working in security around the world, doing various jobs for people on a private basis. So I've travelled all my life, loved travelling, loved Thai food, lots of Thai friends in London. And a good friend of mine was living here, so I came over to see him. Yep. And what brought me here was food. Unlike a lot of people, it was my interest in food and the food business and food culture in Thailand. So I'd already learned to speak a little bit of Thai in London. And then I moved here with my wife and started a food business up here. It was basically, in those days there were no jarred sauces and ingredients in the UK because of my friendships with a lot of Thais in London. The food used to fly into London on once a week, like lime leaves, lemongrass, etc., but it was very expensive. And also, you know, lasted 1 week. So it had already been on a plane. It was probably 3 or 4 days old already. And the ingredients were really expensive. So I started off making sauces for Kaen, for Surong Hai, for a few different dishes that combined all those ingredients here. But then people could just use it as one spoon into a wok with the meat and then the rice or whatever, and add the food. I was a bit before my time, unfortunately, because jarred sauces hadn't really taken off in the UK then, so the business was well received by everybody, but we didn't get it off the ground. People said to me, why don't you do that in Thailand? And I said, no, Thais will never use Thai sauces. They would never do that. It's far too lazy. They'd rather use fresh stuff.
Yep.
And now anyone who lives in Thailand will know if you go into any supermarket now, there's packets and jars of all these sauces, which I still to this day find amazing. And amazing that I was so stupid to think it wouldn't come here, but now it has. So yeah, so that was the start of it. And then after I retired, we built our houses. I live about 21 kilometres outside. My wife had a homestay, which we still have.
This is in Khon.
This is in Khon, but doesn't run as a homestay now because my mother moved over here. And then my wife got this bar about 4.5 years ago, and she's been running this, which is a family bar and food. We're not a late night party bar or girly bar. It's just a family bar for food, and we have pool tables, dartboards, and get involved quite a lot in the community.
So how many years in total in Thailand?
21, 22, 23, I can't remember now. Quite a long time, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about running a bar here. I've also had a bar here, as the subscribers will know. Tell us a bit about the challenges of running a bar here.
If you understand Thailand and you understand that you're, people, let's take example Phuket patio, where they might earn big money. Yeah, if they're a popular bar, and bearing in mind that probably 1 in 10 people make a business past 3 years. If you're very popular, you'll make big money in the high season, and then it'll crash down in the low season. Here we have a completely different side to the business to that. We don't get any tourists here. The only people that come here are people who either have a wife, girlfriend, or friends in this area. So they already have a knowledge of Thailand and are coming here to visit, which is great for us because we don't get tourists who are on a 2-week bender, causing loads of grief. We get more people who already have a knowledge and experience of how to conduct themselves in Thailand, behave themselves in Thailand. We don't really have so much of a high season. We do have slight deviations, obviously Songkran and New Year, but generally it's just pretty steady. pitfalls of running a bar, I guess, are the same anywhere as any business. You have to work very hard at it, which my wife does. And I have to come in here and be one of her best customers.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And is it you that bring the clientele in sometimes? People come to see you, and I know you're in the biker community as well. So.
I wouldn't have said anyone comes to see me, but they probably come to see my wife. I don't know. Yeah, maybe they do. Yeah, yeah. No, they come here for. I say we've got pool time. We have pool teams, dart teams, and we people come here for. We've got a good chef. We do good food.
Now we've all heard the stories of people coming to Thailand for the first time and getting involved in a bar. Do you think it is a viable option for a retiree expat to be going into that business, or would you warn against it? Or
I'd warn against it. It's I've had businesses since I was 16 years old, so there was an advantage to that. Also, played pool most of my life, and I've been around the bar scene for a long time, so I'd say I'm a fairly good expert at it. My son's a chef in London, and my wife has got a good idea about Thai food, obviously. I've got the business side, my wife's got the know-how for Thailand. Do I think it's a good idea for someone who doesn't know what they're doing? No. There's no easy money in Thailand. You have to work really, really hard to get anything and develop and be consistent at it. If you expect just to, I'll open up a bar, but that ain't cheap. Yeah, as you know, everything costs a lot of money to get started, and if it doesn't work out, you've lost a lot of money. If you manage to make it past 3-4 years, I guess you're doing all right. But there are many people who fall by the wayside very quickly. You'll see it more in Hua Hin, and we see it a lot up here. You know, people do think it's a great idea, and then they're probably a little bit jaded by the fact that they're not earning any money.
Yeah. It's difficult to make a decent profit to see through the low season.
Yeah. I mean, for you when you're in Hua Hin, to make it through the low season. Yeah, people open their bar up at Christmas time and think, yeah, we've made it, we've cracked it, and then suddenly they're hit with this no customers, and how are we going to pay the staff? No staff, no customers, etc., etc., and then everything starts to roll downhill. I guess we're lucky in as far as where we are, and we're consistent, and we're consistently doing okay. We started here, I think, number 259 on TripAdvisor. Now we're number 4, and the people who are above us are really big boys who promote it. Ours are genuine reviews.
And do you think that is a benefit of Khon becoming like an up-and-coming marketplace? Like, it's not saturated, there's not a bar on every corner. It's
I mean, we have a small Farang community here from all over, every country in the world. But Khon is, I don't know how well you know it, but it's a massively growing area. We have a great infrastructure. 100 years ago, I think Isan was actually formed, and it's one of the poorest areas in the whole of Thailand because of what has it got? It hasn't got a coastline. It's got rural landscape. It had the oldest farming community in the world, and that continued for a long time. But Isan has changed. Lots of hospitals, lots of good schools, and the whole of the community of Isan, the people of Isan, is changing massively.
Yeah.
And so it's up and coming.
Do you reckon it's a top place for people to choose to retire? Do you think it's good for retirement? Like, if you didn't want the expense of the seaside and the tourist areas?
I'm really biased on this one. Yeah. For me, I think first of all you identify what it is you want. If you're coming here to retire, my advice would be to go and have a look around, do the Phuket, Chiang Mai, Pattaya, all the usual ones. Here, one thing everyone notices here is a sense of community. If you want to go to a place where you walk down the road and people say, hi, how you doing, Ryan? Yeah, what are you up to today? You know, some people don't want that. I mean, I live outside in a rural village, no other Farangs, but yeah, if I come into town, I know everyone here. It's a good area for that. If you want community, real community, then this is a great place. If you want, I don't know, you still want to go out partying and whatever blows your dress up, going out looking for girls and going to clubs and stuff, then this isn't the area for you. But for a real life, for a really good life, yeah, I think this is one of the best places in Thailand to go to.
Yep.
100%. It's affordable, great infrastructure, massive growth. Yeah, it's got everything.
And what do you do with your time here?
Well, I'm here a lot of the time with my wife. For the rest of my time, I play in a pool league, a darts league. I ride my motorbikes all around the place. We support a local charity, myself, and a lot of the other bar owners and restaurant owners in this street.
I wanted to ask you as well about the biker scene.
Okay.
Right, you're in the biker scene.
Yeah.
There's a lot of misconceptions about the biker scene,
Yeah.
I think, and not only from Farang towards the scene, but from Thais towards the scene in some cases as well.
Yep.
Can you tell me a bit about that lifestyle and what you think some common misconceptions of the biker guys are?
There are massive misconceptions. First of all, the majority of bike clubs over here are Thai. The majority of bike clubs, bikers here, 95% Thai. There is a small percent of Farang riders here, some from international clubs, some from more locally born clubs, all of which have Thai members, yeah. And yes, there have been incidents of, over the last 4 or 5 years, there's been a few things gone wrong, but that's been a couple of guys, couple of guys. There might have been a couple of bankers who've done wrong over here. Yeah, that doesn't make big headlines. There might be a couple of football players who've done wrong. That's the bike community here is massive, and do an awful lot of work which for charities, for schools and for communities. That doesn't get talked about. So yeah, with every organisation, with every group of people, 1%, you're going to get a few wrong uns, but that's with every walk of life. So you can't say it's bikers, that just happens in life. You're always going to get a few bad ones. Overall here, the biker community is very good. My wife is here now.
Hello.
Fashionably late.
Very good. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Lovely. I'm glad we got you here on camera because he was talking about you.
Yeah, I think so.
He was saying lovely things.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Say how much he loved you.
Thank you.
So just before we get back to today's interview, I'd like to briefly mention our partners on today's video. It is Safety Wing. Insurance is something that people message me about a lot, especially when they're thinking about coming to live here in Thailand. Once you move beyond short trips and you start to think about living in a place, a lot of travel insurance policies can start sounding the same and actually not fit the requirements of somebody that is living abroad full time. Nomad Insurance Complete by Safety Wing is designed for people that come and live abroad long term and also move between countries throughout the year rather than just taking a single short trip. It combines all your health insurance and your travel insurance in a single plan, so you don't have to change policies depending on where you are. It covers you in 175 countries, including Thailand, and works globally, even back in your home country. What's more is you're not locked into any specific network, so you can use any licensed doctors, clinics or hospitals wherever you might be. So if you are living overseas long term or you're planning to move between countries, Safety Wing's Nomad Insurance Complete is definitely worth a look. You will find the link for Safety Wing's Nomad Insurance Complete in the pinned comment in the description below, or you can use this QR code on screen. Have there been certain times where you felt pressure on the community, like within the country, certain news stories have come out, or
Pressure?
Yeah.
In what way?
I do believe there was a story about they were thinking about denying visas or something along those lines. You remember that? It was a couple of years ago.
Yep, no, you're right. There was lots of stories about 2 years ago came out because of something that happened, and then they were talking about denying visas for some members of some of the bigger clubs.
That was it.
No, when I say bigger clubs, not necessarily bigger over here, but bigger internationally. Now those stories actually were part of myth. They never actually happened, as with many of the stories here. We all know who the big clubs are, so there's no need not to talk about them. Hells Angels, Bandidos. There are many big clubs in Thailand, but on the whole, great people. I say the bigger the club, the more chance there is of 1 or 2 members doing something wrong. But that's just life. It might not be anything to do with the club, and usually isn't. The clubs actually here are the biggest enforcers of bad behaviour. Mm-hmm. They self-police themselves. They don't want it. They don't want a bad reputation. They don't need it. They get bad reps everywhere. But this club, this country is one of the best countries for riding bikes in clubs, because there are so many clubs here, and everyone generally gets on. No one, you don't have wars breaking out in petrol stations. You know, these guys all know each other and all ride together.
It's very brotherly, right? I've never seen any trouble, any violence.
I had some people come over from Australia, and we were at one of the bike parties, and he was first of all a bit reticent about going. He used to be a professional bike rider, you know, on the race circuits, and he came to a party and he goes, I can't believe it, there must be 600 motorbike clubs here and there's not one fight. And I said, no, there's 2,000-3,000 people, not one bit of trouble. Because I say it brings shame onto your club, you know. It's part of Thai culture. This Thai thing here is frowned upon, you know. They don't want it. You see all the bike clubs here, going to temples, going to schools, going to charities, riding bikes. And
you're going to an orphanage today, aren't you?
I'm going to an orphanage today. Yeah. I'm going to drop off a sink. Yeah. We just finished a room to take care of a little baby daycare unit. There's about 60 or 70 kids at this orphanage, and there's 3 or 4, well, between 2 to 5 babies are there at any given time, and they're not really that safe because the kids are sleeping on the floor, and they need a separate room where they'll be safe from toddlers, plastic gun-wielding toddlers who might want to see what damage a plastic gun can do. You know, toddlers and babies are not the best mix. And there's not much supervision down there. So
let's pivot to Thailand and changing over the past 20 years. So do you obviously see a lot of development.
Yeah.
How's things changed for you? What are you seeing happening? Some Farangification, I call it. A lot of people want to come here as well, but there's...
I'm going to have quite a controversial view on this. As far as the Thai Tourism Authority is. For me, 20 years ago, people were coming to Thailand because it was easy to get a visa to then base themselves in Thailand and travel around Asia, coming back to Thailand. And moving on 20 years, I guess a lot of those people then decided they wanted to come and live here because of the great experiences they had in Thailand. Now I've seen many different things come out here, different ideas. Let's do the high-so tourism. Don't think that'll ever work, personally. What they did have before was they had a centre for backpackers from around the world to base themselves and go all around Asia, and they all came back to Thailand, and half the guys who live here now are currently living here because of that, because of that experience. And I remember going to Nong Khai, and there would be queues of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people whizzing over to Laos to get their visa, coming back in, spending more money and more time in Thailand, supporting local businesses, hotels, taxis. There's nowhere else to spend the money, you know. You're only spending it with Thai people. So do I think high-so tourism is going to work? No. Do I think that they have there are restrictions on every border in the world? I agree with all of that. The enforcement of immigration laws, I agree with all of that. But do I think they should make it harder for some people to stay here? I think problems arise, like at the moment with Russia and Ukraine. So some of them guys are coming over here and don't want to go back. People are exploiting the loopholes, which they do in every country in the world. And I think there are also some of the cyber gangs at the moment, which are well publicised, mainly Chinese, I believe, over here, running call centres. And so they're trying to restrict those, but unfortunately, as you mentioned with the biker community, you get a few bad people and everyone gets the blame. And that's happening now with all the other things. Everyone's suffering now because of a few groups of people.
And now for those coming over, the newbies, what do you think are the biggest pitfalls of coming over here?
Pitfalls for them is, I think, different to when we came here. It was cheap then. I mean, we've seen now, and my wife running this business, we see the expenses of food now double, treble the price it used to be. Everything here has become more expensive. It's still a relatively good place to retire and live, but don't expect to come here and be blown away as we were by the prices of everything. It's not that cheap anymore. Prices are going up and up and up, and Thailand is struggling like everywhere else in the world. So I don't see any change in that.
Although you wouldn't believe that in Khon, because walking around here, the number of Ferraris and Porsches and like really nice cars here. I travel most provinces, Sisaket, yes, I don't all of them doing this. Khon in particular seems to be very well off. What's the deal?
They're all coming to Crash Bar. No, the Khon is such a. They're just the wives. No, it is such a mixed community here with a diverse range of businesses and wealth distribution here. There is massive money. We stayed at the Ad-Lib round the corner there, which you obviously know. I think last New Year there was a Bentley Mulsanne or something in there. I mean, like, what the hell? I never saw that when I first came here, but now it's a common occurrence. Money is moving here. I mean,
and what do you think it is? Is the university or
the opportunities up here? Business opportunities. Land prices are soaring. There is room for development here. Yeah, lots of room for development. There is still a lot of land available. Khon is growing outwards, and the people who run Khon are running it really well. It is unlike, sorry everyone in Korat and Udon, but we have a great road structure. Yeah, it's good. We have an inner ring road, an outer ring road. There's another one being built. The planning is good. We are not too dense here in the centre.
Yeah.
There is a bit of traffic, a little bit of traffic at sort of rush hour, but nothing crazy. So we've got a good road system, good infrastructure here. That's the main thing. And so there is room to grow whatever your business is. And logistically, you see where we are. So you're when they bring in this train from China, the high-speed rail link, we've also got the road systems. We're a great position for everything for a business to run. You can buy some cheap land 20 kilometres outside of Khon, develop it as they are. Many companies are building out there now. They're also building housing on the land for workers. So it's a great place. That's why you'll see these big guys around here looking for investment. And I think also people are coming up from Bangkok looking for other houses.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's an investing area.
Yep. We'll pivot onto love life. How did you guys meet?
7-Eleven.
No way.
You get everything in 7-Eleven.
7-Eleven.
Yeah, we met in 7-Eleven. Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so how did that go back? How long ago was that? And what did you do to woo her?
Well, first of all, she stood me up for about 10 minutes, so I was about to go. I didn't come here looking for any love life. I met Tom in 7-Eleven, and I liked the look of her, and I asked her if she wanted to go for something to eat. So in true Thai style, she turned up late, but she did turn up, and then it sort of slowly began from there.
And how many years ago was that?
20 odd years ago.
Oh, so you've been together nearly the whole time, right?
No, not the whole time. No. Had a few wild years before that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got a 17-year-old son, a 16-year-old who plays basketball at school in Khon. My other son's a chef in the UK, but comes over here a lot. And he's been coming here since he was tiny. He can speak a lot of Thai as well.
And what was it you were attracted to with your wife?
I don't know really. We just got on. Food, like anyone does. I mean, you don't start off thinking, oh yeah, we're gonna. It doesn't work like that, does it? We met. We went out for dinner. We got to know each other really slowly. It wasn't like we met in a bar or anything. It was, we just met each other. We went out a couple of times, didn't rush anything. Yeah.
And it stood the test of time. Do you think there's a benefit in meeting under that context where?
Oh, without a doubt.
She's working. She's got a job. She ain't looking for you. She's not.
No, she didn't. She didn't need me, and I wasn't after that. We just met and got on. It was just one of those things that happened. So going on to relationships in Thailand, yeah, that's a big
Martin's relationship corner. Dr. Martin.
I think for me, I think I don't know your background, Ryan, but I've seen it all here, and I just think if you don't understand Thailand or you don't get to know Thailand first and Thai culture first, you haven't got a chance in hell of maintaining a relationship here. You need to know about family, about culture, about the religion, about just the whole lifestyle. If you don't get that and you don't learn that forget about trying to hold a relationship with a Thai lady.
What do you think the most striking thing is about that people don't get?
What don't they get? I think most of it. I think, honestly, it's chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
The relationships we have in the West and how a relationship is meant to work here is so different. It is, you can have all the romance and love, but there is also a business side of it that doesn't really vary from family to family. You're expected to take care of families. You're expected to do things within the family. You're expected to integrate, and I pretty much rightly so. I think we're guests in this country, and we always will be as long as we behave ourselves. We're guests here.
And do you think you marry into a family? Those family become your family in some way?
In a lot of ways, yeah. I mean, obviously you get some that are, and this goes back to, first of all, if you made the right decision, remember that thinking of marrying a girl here, there will be a lot of expectations on you. And make sure you understand them all before you get married, because otherwise it's destined for disaster. They're going to choose their family over you all day long. and because that is the way it is here.
And how have you mitigated that?
Just had a great family.
You had a good one?
I had a great family.
Yeah.
We have. I think we got a small army. I think there's only about 300 of them, but they're luckily we don't buy Christmas presents. But no, I've got a good family. Yeah, nice people in my family.
So it's worked out for you?
Yeah, it really works out well. But then I wasn't some mug who came here and was just like living a high life and flashy with his money, buying big houses with swimming pools and running out of money a year later. I mean, I live a sensible, easy lifestyle. I live out in the middle of nowhere, live in a Thai village. Got me dogs, have me mother-in-law and my father-in-law living with us. Unfortunately, they're both dead now. And my mum came and lived with us, and she's died already. So I've been through the whole thing.
And do you live there now? Do you commute in and you still live out there?
No, I still live out there. I would never live in the city.
Yeah.
Never, ever. London boy, but I live out in a village where I'm the only white guy. Everyone knows me, obviously, and I've been there since the start. Yeah.
And what about like your budget for the month? Like, are you spending heavy now? You've
really.
Bought most things, I assume, that you need in your life.
Yeah. Well, so I'm retired. I ain't earning no money. I've got a car. I've got motorbikes. Too many motorbikes. Couple of houses. Got my missus runs a bar. She takes care of me. Yeah.
She seems very happy as well. She likes the social element.
Yeah, living a dream, isn't she? Really? Yeah. Probably it's apart from me.
Was it her idea or your idea to do the bar?
Neither of us as it goes. It was a mate of mine wanted to do the bar, and he asked me to do it because I knew everyone, and then he wasn't really interested in it anymore, so he buggered off, and now I've got it. So yeah, I think it took.
So your mate stuck you with it.
Well, sort of, yeah. Everything changed for his life. He was on the oil rig, so you know that in the old days there were loads of people there on the oil rigs or the gold. I think he was a gold miner, and he was working a month on, month off, so it suited him, and he was going to do a month, come back here and work here for a month. Or take care of the bar for a month, but that never happens.
Yeah.
And then his lifestyle changed. He was doing 6 on, 2 here, 6 weeks on. Everything changed, but and that's another thing here. Everything changes. You've got to be expected to understand that, and you've got to deal with it.
Well, your attitude to it seems very positive, flexible. Like you seem like you're still happy here after so long. Look, you haven't turned into a miserable expat, which is a symptom of long term.
Have you met some of them?
Oh, a couple, mate. I don't know.
Yeah.
A couple of jaded expats. I mean, what do you think goes on?
I blame that all on them. I think if you're a jaded expat here, go home, or you didn't plan it right, or it weren't for you in the first place. But I think, look at why you've come here. I say I didn't come here looking for girls. I didn't come here to go on the piss on nightclubs and shit like that every day. Didn't come here to have a business. I've done all that since I was 16. I didn't come here with any big expectations to make millions or live on a beach and have a boat and ride an elephant all day. I mean, I had realistic expectations of coming here, and I tried to live within them. And times have been tough sometimes, but you just try to deal with it, you know. I say, but don't come here thinking I'm off to paradise. I'm going to meet some young bird and settle down. I mean, that's where you get jaded Farangs. Sure, you know.
Do you think that's the number one reason that it doesn't work out? It's a love-based thing? Or
I think most of the jaded, angry men that I've met here have usually lost their house, lost their car, and instead of going, yeah, I've messed up, I didn't learn enough about this, and they've become bitter and twisted. Yeah, if you want to do that, then yeah, okay, don't come here.
I always say that sometimes people come thinking they're the predator here, but they're actually the prey. And some of these,
You're dead right.
some of the people they're dealing with are actually quite clever. They underestimate them as like, oh, working girls or street girls, but their IQs are probably pretty high, some of them.
I think you're 100% right with that, and also needs. So you've got a guy who rocks up, been here a couple of months, loads of money, living like a playboy, and then you've got a girl, little boy, little girl at home in the village, living on a mud floor, got virtually nothing, and she's trying to take, she's uneducated because the parents didn't have enough money to send her to school, and she's trying to fight for a child, a mum and her dad and her sister, and probably lots of other things. Do you think that she's going to be more careful than the Farang who's out getting pissed off every night, spending all his money like an idiot, when she's looking at you ringing a bell, $5,000 in a bar, could be more than her dad earns in a farm or week? Yeah, I think you're right, mate. They're the victims, and they're the ones who will probably end up here jaded, and quite rightly so, really. I think, you know, if you come here and you're not wised up and you can't see what's going on, I mean, living in Pattaya or Phuket, very easy to get carried away with that. Come up here and have a look in the villages. Most people who come here don't even see little villages like where I live. They don't even see where poor farmers come from or where their rice comes from. Go work in a rice field for a day. It'll kill you. It'll kill you. Try that and then see what they earn a day, and then they end up giving most of the rice to their family and their friends. Then you'll figure out whether you're tough and clever enough to come and live here and outsmart a so-called bar girl. I hate that expression.
Yeah,
I don't see bar girls, I just see girls who are taking care of their families. And, you know, I've got a million stories about girls I know who have worked so hard for their families, much harder than the guys who are here just pissing all their money up against the wall. Sorry for swearing.
No, that's fine. It's
Okay.
uncensored on this one. It's a surprise, though, that it still happens, huh? Like, after all, I mean, so many YouTube videos have been done on this, the topic has been covered so many times, there's so much out there, but it's a surprise that it still happens, even though there's so much information and experience there.
Yeah, it is really surprising. Lust, greed, I don't know what it is, but it's stupidity. Yeah, I mean...
Some of it's loneliness and desperation as well, right?
And that I feel sorry for, yeah. No, that is a pitiful state to be in, yeah, and that is, I do feel sorry for that, but maybe you should go and get some help rather than come to Thailand and think that's going to fix it. It's, you know, you're probably going to dig yourself a deeper pit here.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what happens with a lot of these guys who do end up here bitter and twisted, telling people Thai girls are terrible and blah, blah, blah. They're not terrible, they're great. They're just doing what anyone would do who's got a backbone fighting for their family. Trying to survive, and make the best of it. I say the Thai East End ladies, especially, sorry the rest of them, but for me, East End girls and East End men, some of the hardest working, nicest people, happiest people in the world, and they have had it rough. So yeah, there are bad people everywhere. Try and be wary of them. Yeah.
As one of the final questions, then. How about the attitude of Thais towards Farang? Do you think there's a change in attitude there? Or do you think it's the same as it's ever been? Do you not really see it in Kaen, or something you've maybe not thought about?
No, I do think about it because I'm really aware of it. I'm really embarrassed when I see people doing really stupid things here. Having sex in the back of trucks down in Phuket or Pattaya recently, and on the beach and not being culturally aware of things. I mean, you surely these guys and girls read before they come to a country, what can't I do, what should and shouldn't do, you know. I think people here, these people here are lovely, and if you treat them with respect, you might get some back. I think the same as anywhere. If you go into any country in the world and you disrespect people's cultures, religions, whatever, learn about it. You go to immigration here. If you read on any bit of info, don't go into banks with your vest and your shorts on and your flip-flops. Don't go into government organisations here and think that you're going to get treated right when you haven't shown them any respect in the first place.
Yep.
It's standard here. You go to immigration, dress up. Yeah. Don't turn up there looking like you just got off the beach. Yeah.
And you personally, when you walk around, do you feel received the same as 20 years ago? Or
yeah,
do you think it's changed?
I think there's good and bad. I think Thai people, it's difficult because you walk. I think anyone gets a little bit of a air of confidence and ability in language and culture when you've been here a long time. So I feel more accepted here, but maybe that's because it's just me. And yeah. You'd have to ask a newbie here for that, really. For me, I think Thai people have become much more accustomed and accepting. I think they're getting less acceptant of the bad behaviour. I think I'm seeing that more. I'm seeing more people getting angry on YouTube, more Thais getting angry and commenting on the bad behaviour, the unacceptable behaviour. But I mean, you know, there are Thais being bad as well, but it's not just Farangs.
They're justified too, though.
It's their country, man. Yeah, you can do what you like. It's your country. I say, all of us are only guests here as long as we get that stamp in our passport.
Yeah. Do you remember, 20 years ago, coming to a place like Khon and you would be almost like stared at?
Oh, no. You come out of my village, and I think up to 15 years ago, they were driving past in trucks, the builders coming in, and they'd be like, and you know, Farang, which, yeah, people, yeah, you still get it a bit. I mean, you walk into shops and you'll see little kids out in the villages. Little kids are like, yeah, they just seen a Farang for the first time, and the uncle or the dad will say, yeah, it's a Farang, don't worry, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah.
Oh, they're scared. Sometimes they're scared.
Yeah, scared, shocked, yeah. They've just not seen one of us before.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's, in general, again, it's all down to us to change the perceptions, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And that's got to change, isn't it? Eventually, people become so desensitized to seeing a Farang.
Yeah, luckily, because of things like you're doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, people, for all the bad things about phones, there's a lot of good stuff too. Everyone's got one here. I think they're one of the most people here use their phones more than any one of the other countries in the world, and it helps to break down barriers and shows bad stuff that people do, but it shows positive things too.
What do you think Thailand's taught you? What's the biggest lesson it's taught you that you really didn't know back in the UK?
You'd have to ask the missus. I don't know. What's it taught me? Calm down. My nickname used to be Pukal Fire, which is volcano, a mountain that spits fire. But now I'm a bit more Zen-like. Yeah, Martin the monk. Yeah, no,
he's very calm now. He's much calmer.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
So you'd say that was the biggest lesson then over the 20 years?
I reckon this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just age as well.
Age does
but
that to us,
yeah, and also I've worked my arse off since the age of 15. I had businesses and companies and worked 7 days a week, and close to having breakdowns at the age of 37 because of the pressure and stuff. I was just working so hard. Then a few crazy years. Very crazy years, and then I came
drinking
here.
And
drinking, everything, partying and just thinking, trying to lose it all, I guess, and then gradually become more happy in myself and in what I wanted. I think that's the key, without trying to sound like I know the answers to anyone else's problems, but for me, I think it was deciding what I wanted. Yeah, knowing what I wanted.
And what was that?
It wasn't what I thought I wanted, which was big houses, cars, money. It was being content in what I, you know. One of the things was not waking up in the cold. I hated the cold. I always did. Really hated it. That's probably why I travelled so much when I was younger. Yeah. Hated the cold. Even in the summer, I'd have a coat on in the UK. But yeah, for me, just being content with what I had around me. Yeah, simple lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem happy. You strike me as a person that is.
I am happy.
Is this way all the time. Quite happy. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty happy all the time, and I.
Are you happy all the time? Many times. Most of the time.
Happy man.
Yeah, happy man. She said he's a very happy man. And why wouldn't he be?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be? Yeah.
I think so. Any like final maybe bits of advice for anybody that's coming out here? You know, after 20 years.
I don't know. Going back on what I was saying earlier, if you're coming here to live, have some really study about the culture and the countries. Don't come here twice and think you're going to live here. Learn about it. Learn about yourself and what it is you want. Learn whether or not you think you're going to be able to cope with it. And remember, it isn't as cheap as you might think.
Exactly. All right, Martin. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Ryan. Good luck. Cheers.
And if you want to catch up with Martin, he's here at Crash Bar, I think, most times.
I'm here most of the day. Yeah.